My name is Paul Levene and I own the Groove Record Shop in downtown Norfolk. My dad opened the first record store in Norfolk the year I was born. That was 1949. And then in the 70s we had 4 stores. Then I got out of it when records kind of went away because I was a vinyl type person. And we had a young fellow that my dad had hired who worked for us the entire time we had the stores in the 70s. And when I sold the store in '81, the stores, he went out to the West Coast, went to work for Capitol Records, stayed there for 25 years. And every year in January, I'd send him a letter, and it would say, "Is it time yet?" Meaning to get back into the record business. And every year he'd write me back, "Not yet." This went on from 1981 till, well, this coming January will be 3 years ago that I got an email from him in January, and all it said was in big letters, "It's time." And I was pretty much retired, and I called him up. I said, "What are you talking about?" And he said, "Well, haven't you been following what's going on?" And I said, "No, what's going on?" He says, "Vinyl's back." I said, "You're kidding," and here I am. I have 2 older brothers. One's 10 years older, one's 14 years older, so we always had whatever was hot in the house. In fact, it was amazing because years later, I would discover an album like Miles Davis' Sketches of Spain or something like that, and then realize that I knew that record. And I couldn't figure it out. My brothers had been listening to it 15 years before I came across it. Well, I moved down to Ghent in '77 when it first started coming back. We had our store down here for so many years in the 50s. When I had my ad agency, downtown Norfolk was a client of mine when it really wasn't a very good place. And so I've always loved downtown. I've always loved Norfolk. I've always loved the area. So when the opportunity presented itself and we were looking for locations, this was, and especially with all the residential, all the people moving in and stuff like that, we thought that was the start of a comeback, and we wanted to be part of that. Well, I'd say customer service for one. Selection. You know, there's limited selection of new albums just because the record companies are using the same presses they used in the 70s. There's no new presses. So, but we've always made it a practice of getting to know our customers and give them the best service, and I've always hired people that really knew their music. Back in the old days, you could open albums and listen to them. So that's how I kept up with them. Now I feel like the Walmart greeter because I was away from it for so long. But we want it to be the kind of place, like I tell people all the time, if it's a hot day and you want to get out of the heat, it's a cold day and you want to get out of the cold, if you're bored at work, you know, if you're between classes at school and you want to come over, any record that's open, you can just bring it over and listen to it. If you buy it, you buy it. If you don't buy it, you don't buy it. Sooner or later, I'll get you. And we just want people to we want a comfortable environment where somebody's not looking over your shoulder every minute. I love it when we see, it happens frequently, we have somebody that's, you know, maybe 50 or 60 or 70 years old come in and sitting on the sofa with some kid and they're talking about music, you know, and the old timers telling them, well, this is, you know, you never heard Miles Davis, you know, you never heard this and that kind of stuff, and so they exchange, you know, and that's what it should be. I mean, I always tell people, if you can't have fun in a record store, where are you supposed to go? We have a web page, grooverecordshop.com. We have a Facebook page, grooverecordshop.com. We're also on Instagram, Groove Record Shop.